I tell you, Joe's work is never done. I get done with one project and something else is coming up. But every time I check on something and find something I'd like to show you, I'm going to show it to you. So this is an adjustable shelf. So I'm going to get it out of here and show you how we can get this removed. I'm going to take this into the other room. You might want to follow me if you want to see how this works. But what sort of options do we have? You know, I always say you always got a couple options to do different things. There's always two different ways to do something, fix something. Same thing with something like this. Okay, now this was an adjustable shelf in a cabinet, right? Get rid of this. Okay, it's got the finished edge on there. Well, what you could do, if you just had this lifting off on one side, you could remove one side, flip it up the other way so the other side is pre-finished and that's facing down, let's say. On this shelf you can't do that obviously because it's lifted on both sides, right? But if you had an adjustable shelf in your kitchen, let's say, in your upper cabinet, your lower cabinet, whatever, you take one side off, you could then transfer that and put that up in your upper cabinet, and so that the pre-finished white side, laminate side, is exposed down so that you can see it, and maybe nothing at the top if you don't want to try to put laminate on yourself. This is not a video on how to install laminate. Newsflash, I'm not doing that. Okay? But there's one option for you. Now, what other option is there? I mean, we're just talking about adjustable shelves right now, okay? Now, another option is, you don't want to mess with that, you don't want to take that off and deal with that. You could go to the store, you could get some laminate or some, this is called MDF, and it's kind of has a laminate surface on here. But it's not as strong as this. But you can get this. This is pre-finished, and see, it's got a pre-finished white edge on here on one side. And this came 8 foot long, and I actually am going to use this to replace this laminate adjustable shelf. Okay, I'm going to use this, but at the store it's wider. You see, this is 11 3/4, and this was 10 5/8. So, you know, I cut this to length, and then I'll have to rip off the back side. I don't care if the back side is perfectly straight, but I want to get it about the same size as this. That way I have the pre-finished side facing out, and that's how I'm going to do that. Okay, so there's a way you can do your adjustable shelf. And when you cut your adjustable shelves, the guy at the store did it for me. And you know, if you don't have if you don't want to cut it to length when you get home or anything, you can have them cut it at the store. You just got to make sure you go ahead and measure your adjustable shelf before. I got 28 1/2, and I measured that 28 1/2, and they cut it, by golly, right at the hardware store. Sometimes they'll do that. All you got to do is ask. You know, I didn't have a truck with me, so how was I going to carry an 8-foot piece of this shelving home? I had them cut it up exactly what I needed, and all I have to do is rip this backside off. Okay? And voila, my shelving is going to be resolved.